This one protected tank going down.
Whispers echo of hidden gems and lost relics emerge from the wreckage of World War II. Behind the veil of devastation lies a world of intrigue and mystery, where tales of valor, deception, and sacrifice fuse with the secrets of the past. This video explores the 13 most remarkable findings from World War II. From sunken ships to forgotten bunkers, each discovery holds within it a story waiting to be told. Number 1. The discovery of Hitler's bunker. The discovery of Adolf Hitler's Führer bunker, which was the last headquarters of the Nazi leadership in Berlin, is a topic that has attracted a lot of attention. Built in the mid-1930s, the bunker was expanded several times and finally completed in 1944. This bunker was a secure place for Hitler during the chaotic last days of World War II. Here, he made his final decisions and, along with Eva Braun, ended his life in April 1945. In May 1945, as they took over Berlin, Soviet soldiers found the bunker. They kept much of what they found a secret, which led people to come up with many theories about what happened inside. Although there was a lot of guessing at first, over time, the main facts about Hitler's last days and the importance of the bunker started to become known, despite the Soviet Union's efforts to keep things under wraps. After the war, there were efforts to hide the entrance to the bunker and its exact location, making it a mystery in the city. In the 1950s, the government of East Germany tried to destroy the bunker, but it was so well built that they could only partially succeed. Interest in the bunker grew again after the Berlin Wall fell and Germany came back together in the late 1980s. This renewed interest led historians and archaeologists to take a closer look at the site. Even though they couldn't dig into the Führer bunker itself, they studied the area around it and the larger government district, finding many items. These items, which include personal effects, military documents, and parts of the building, help us understand what life was like in the Nazi leadership's final hideout. They connect us directly to the people who were there at the end of the war. This ongoing effort to study history and archaeology keeps revealing secrets about the Führer bunker, giving us a clearer picture of its role in history. Number 2. The Enigma machine. The Enigma machine is a key symbol of the complex and secret world of code-breaking during World War II. Invented at the start of the 20th century by German engineer Arthur Scherbius, this complex device was first aimed at the business market. However, the German military saw its value for sending secure messages and quickly adapted it for military use, making messages seem impossible to crack. All Enigma machines had a basic setup, a series of mechanical rotors that would scramble normal text into intricate codes. To make the codes even harder to break, the German military added new features, like extra rotors and a plug board, which allowed for many more combinations of letters. The Enigma's ability to keep messages secret gave the Germans a big edge, allowing them to share crucial military plans without being intercepted. This encryption tool was vital in many operations, from the submarine battles in the Atlantic Ocean to strategic moves on the Eastern Front. After the war ended, many Enigma machines were found and have been kept in museums around the world. Number 3. The Bad Arolsen Archives. In the picturesque German town of Bad Arolsen, buildings that might look ordinary at first glance are home to the world's largest collection of records about people affected by the Nazi regime, the Bad Arolsen Archives, also known as the International Tracing Service. This archive contains over 30 million documents that record the harrowing experiences of the Holocaust, the widespread forced labor, and the extensive displacement of individuals during and after World War II. The archives were initially set up by the Red Cross to help find people who went missing after the war. Over the years, the collection has grown significantly. It now includes detailed records from concentration camps, extermination camps, ghettos, prisons run by the Gestapo, and many other sources. These documents have been crucial for research, helping with the restitution efforts and determining what happened to many victims. This, in turn, has helped reunite families that were torn apart by the turmoil of the war. The Bad Arolsen archives were not open to the public until 2007, mainly because of concerns about privacy. Since then, however, they have become an essential resource for historians, researchers, and family members of those who suffered under the Nazi regime. With the start of a digitization project in 2016, the archives have become even more accessible to people around the world. Through initiatives like Every Name Counts, they are engaging the global community, ensuring that the memories of Holocaust victims are preserved and honored. Number 4. The sinking of the Bismarck. The Bismarck, a German battleship, stood as a powerful force in World War II's naval battles. It was named after Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, and its notable service ended with a dramatic showdown that led to its sinking. Launched in 1939, the Bismarck was a masterpiece of naval engineering, equipped with powerful weapons and strong armor. This made many believe it was almost impossible to sink. Recognizing the threat it posed, the British Royal Navy made it a priority to take down the Bismarck. In May 1941, on its first mission to disrupt Allied shipping in the Atlantic, the Bismarck, alongside the heavy cruiser Prinz Eugen, clashed with the British battlecruiser HMS Hood and battleship HMS Prince of Wales. The battle resulted in the sinking of the Hood, deeply impacting British morale. After this victory, the Bismarck was relentlessly chased by the Royal Navy. An air attack later damaged its steering system, leaving it difficult to steer. Taking advantage of this weakness, a British fleet, including the powerful ships HMS Rodney and HMS King George V, trapped the Bismarck on May 27, 1941. After a fierce battle, the Bismarck was critically damaged and sank. Whether the ship was scuttled by its crew to prevent capture or was sunk by British attacks is still debated, but scuttling likely played a key role in its sinking. Out of more than 2,200 sailors on board, only 114 survived, making it one of the war's most devastating naval losses. The Bismarck's wreck remained undiscovered until 1989, when an expedition led by Robert Ballard, famous for finding the Titanic, located it, solving one of the maritime mysteries of World War II. Number 5. The Ghost Army. During the chaos and destruction of World War II, a unique operation known as the Ghost Army played a crucial, though not widely known, role in the Allies' victory. The 23rd Headquarters Special Troops of the U.S. Army consisted of a diverse group of artists, actors, architects, and engineers. Their mission was to deceive the enemy by creating the illusion of large Allied forces on the battlefield. Using a combination of visual, sound, and radio tricks, they successfully distracted Axis forces, creating valuable opportunities for Allied attacks. For visual deception, they used inflatable tanks, fake aircraft, and false structures to simulate the appearance of a large military presence. They also used large speakers to play sounds of troops assembling and machinery, adding to the illusion. Radio operators contributed by sending out fake commands and communications to further mislead the enemy. The activities of the Ghost Army remained a top secret until the 1990s. Their efforts are credited with significantly misdirecting enemy forces, which saved numerous Allied lives, particularly during important moments in the latter part of the war. Today, the achievements of the Ghost Army are being brought to public attention through documentaries and exhibitions. There are also efforts in place, including a proposal to award them the Congressional Gold Medal, to officially recognize their creative and ingenious contributions to the war effort. Number 6. The finding of the U-505. During World War II, the U-505, a German Type 9C U-boat, was a formidable force until the United States Navy captured it on June 4, 1944. This capture was a momentous occasion, marking the first time the U.S. Navy had seized an enemy vessel at sea since the early 19th century. Commissioned in 1941, the U-505 participated in several missions, attacking Allied ships under the command of various leaders. Throughout its service, it successfully sank 8 Allied ships despite facing numerous mechanical issues and challenges. The turning point for the U-505 came not during Operation Teardrop, but as part of an intensive Allied anti-submarine effort in the Atlantic. Using decoded messages and sophisticated anti-submarine strategies, the U.S. Navy found the U-505 near West Africa. In a critical operation that combined air and naval forces, the U-505 was heavily damaged, prompting its crew to evacuate. U.S. forces from the USS Guadalcanal quickly boarded the abandoned submarine, capturing essential intelligence, including codebooks and other cryptographic equipment, which greatly benefited Allied decoding efforts. To protect this strategic advantage, the details of the U-505's capture were kept under wraps, hidden from both the public and much of the military. This was to ensure that the Germans remained unaware that their cryptographic security had been breached. The submarine was secretly towed to Bermuda for detailed inspection and analysis away from prying eyes. Following the war, the future of the U-505 was uncertain, with discussions about possibly sinking it for target practice. However, Captain Daniel Gallery, who played a crucial role in the submarine's capture, along with support from his brother, Rear Admiral Philip D. Gallery, championed the preservation of this historically significant vessel. In 1954, the U-505 was generously donated to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, where it stands as a testament to a pivotal moment in naval warfare and intelligence during World War II. Number 7. The Nazi Gold Train. The story of the Nazi Gold Train is one of the most enthralling mysteries from World War II. Legend has it that in 1945, as the war was drawing to a close, a German train loaded with gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts left Breslau, now known as Wrocław, Poland. This train, shrouded in secrecy and heavily guarded, is rumored to have disappeared into the complex network of tunnels under the Owl Mountains, part of the secretive Nazi construction project known as Project Rees. The fascination with the gold train resurfaced dramatically in 2015, when two treasure hunters claimed they had located its hidden tunnel using ground-penetrating radar. Despite these bold assertions, subsequent extensive searches conducted by Polish authorities have failed to provide any physical evidence of the train's existence, fueling further debate on whether it is real or merely a legend. Skeptics view the story as a myth, an amalgamation of rumors and speculation that emerged after the war. On the other hand, supporters of the theory cite a combination of indirect evidence, including eyewitness accounts and documents from the Nazi era, suggesting that the train could indeed be real. The ongoing fascination with the Nazi gold train is more than just a tale of lost treasures. It is a poignant reminder of the vast looting carried out by the Nazis across Europe. Number 8. The excavation of Spitfire planes in Burma.
In Myanmar, it's believed the first of several Royal Air Force World War II Spitfires has been unearthed.
The Spitfire, a quintessential British fighter aircraft, played a crucial role in World War II, especially during the Battle of Britain, symbolizing British creativity and resilience. Yet, an intriguing chapter of the Spitfire story unfolded in Burma, now Myanmar, involving rumors of a buried stash of these iconic planes as the war wound down. The complex logistics and rapidly changing military needs at the war's end prompted some unique choices, one of which was the alleged burial of brand-new, unassembled Spitfires in Burmese earth. This decision was thought to stem from the challenges of bringing the planes back to Britain, or the risk of them ending up in the wrong hands after the war. This story lingered in the realm of legend, fueled by tales from soldiers and laborers who claimed to have been involved in or witnessed the burial of these Spitfires. The narrative fascinated aviation enthusiasts and historians, igniting a quest to uncover the truth. In 2012, a British farmer and aviation enthusiast, David Cundall, led a significant effort to find these Spitfires, supported by the Burmese government and international investors. The search focused on areas around Yangon International Airport and other alleged burial sites. Despite their commitment, including advanced geophysical surveys and tackling numerous historical uncertainties, the expedition encountered various challenges, skepticism, and doubts about the existence of the buried Spitfires. Critics questioned the tale's credibility, and some specialists argued that the story of the buried Spitfires was a product of wartime fiction. The extensive search efforts, filled with anticipation, ultimately did not uncover the Spitfires. However, the endeavor shed light on aspects of wartime strategy, land use, and the complex process of reconstructing historical events from incomplete records. The inability to find the Spitfires has not entirely dampened the belief in their existence. Some still hold on to the hope that these legendary aircraft are concealed, awaiting discovery, while others view the story as a captivating wartime myth, illustrating the unpredictability of the time and the captivating nature of unresolved mysteries. Number 9. The wreckage of the USS Indianapolis. The sinking of the USS Indianapolis near the end of World War II is remembered as a deeply tragic event in the history of the U.S. Navy. After completing a vital mission to deliver parts for the Little Boy atomic bomb to Tinian Island, the ship was hit by torpedoes from a Japanese submarine in the Philippine Sea on July 30, 1945. Out of the nearly 1,200 crew members on board, only 316 survived. They faced extreme challenges in the open sea, including exposure to the elements, lack of water, and the danger of shark attacks. For many years, the exact location of the USS Indianapolis's final resting place remained unknown, a mystery that was not solved until 2017. A team of civilian researchers led by Paul Allen, who co-founded Microsoft, used cutting-edge technology to find the shipwreck deep under the sea, more than 18,000 feet below the surface.
After its loss, and they were discovered by an expedition team led by Microsoft billionaire and philanthropist Paul Allen.
This discovery was a significant moment, offering closure to the survivors and the families of those who were lost. It served as a tribute to the difficult journey and the great sacrifice of the ship's crew. Following this discovery, further detailed studies and explorations of the wreck have provided more information about how the ship met its tragic end. These efforts have also helped in paying respect to the ship's historical importance. The location of the wreck is now considered a hallowed resting place for those who died, treated with great respect, and considered an important part of World War II history. Number 10. The SS Goapa Silver Treasure. The tale of the SS Goapa and its valuable cargo offers a thrilling account of finding treasure linked with World War II. The British cargo ship, loaded with a significant amount of silver, was sunk by a German U-boat in 1941. It lay undisturbed at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean for more than 70 years until a daring mission brought its treasures back to the surface. The Goapa was initially part of the British India Steam Navigation Company's fleet, but was taken over by the UK Ministry of War Transport for use during the war. Leaving from Calcutta, India in December 1940, the ship was transporting a large load, including tea, iron, and, most importantly, silver, around 7 million ounces of it. This mix of private and government-owned silver was meant to help fund the British war effort. In February 1941, as it neared its destination in Galway, Ireland, the Goapa struggled with low fuel and harsh weather, eventually separating from its convoy. A German submarine, the U-101, found the Goapa alone and targeted it with torpedoes, quickly sinking the ship. Out of the 85 people on board, only one person managed to survive after spending 13 days in a lifeboat before finally reaching land. Between 2012 and 2013, an operation successfully recovered more than 99% of the silver listed on the ship's cargo manifest, weighing over 110 tons. This operation is noted as the largest recovery of precious metals from a shipwreck ever. The depth and tough conditions of the wreck site required the use of sophisticated remotely operated vehicles and other modern deep-sea exploration tools. The recovery of the SS Goapa's silver is an enthralling story of rediscovery that underscores the power of contemporary technology to uncover secrets that have been hidden under the sea for ages. Number 11. The recovery of stolen artworks. During World War II, there was a vast and systematic effort to steal art and cultural items by the Nazi regime, marking a dark period of massive-scale looting. Many pieces of art were taken away, either stolen directly or forced from their owners to be sold, and these items ended up in private collections, museums, or hidden away. The work to get these precious artworks back started while the war was still happening, and has not stopped. Countries, cultural organizations, and individuals have come together in a shared mission to find, verify, and return these invaluable cultural objects to their rightful owners or their heirs. An important part of this mission was the creation of the Monuments, Fine Arts, and Archives program, also known as the Monuments Men. This team, made up of experts from the Allied countries, focused on protecting cultural treasures in areas affected by the war. Their hard work led to the recovery of many artworks and cultural items. After the war, Allied forces found several hidden collections of stolen art. For example, they found more than 6,500 paintings in a salt mine in Altaussee, Austria, and important collections hidden in Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. The path to giving these artworks back to their rightful owners has been difficult, filled with legal, moral, and historical challenges. Although many pieces have been returned, some are still missing or caught up in complex battles over who owns them. The story of the return of Gustav Klimt's Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer to Maria Altmann is a notable example of these efforts, and has been told in the film Woman in Gold. Nowadays, with the help of modern digital technology, extensive databases, and better cooperation between countries, it's much easier to track down and verify stolen art. Organizations like the Art Loss Register work with national committees to push forward research, help with claims, and manage the process of returning artworks. This ongoing work continues to shed light on lost cultural treasures, aiming to correct the wrongs of the past. Number 12. The P-40 Kittyhawk and its pilot. In 2012, a team exploring for oil from a Polish company stumbled upon the wreckage of a British P-40 Kittyhawk fighter plane from World War II. This plane, flown by Flight Sergeant Dennis Copping from Southend, Essex, had been missing since 1942 during the North Africa campaign. Copping, who was part of the 260 Squadron, disappeared while flying between two British bases in Egypt, leaving no clues until this amazing discovery many years later. For a long time, nobody knew what had happened to Sergeant Copping and his plane until the Polish explorers found the wreckage, which was surprisingly well preserved. Signs suggested that Copping survived the crash initially, as they found a shelter made from a parachute beside the plane. It's believed he might have perished trying to find help in the harsh desert conditions. When they found the aircraft, its weapons were still loaded, and it was in pretty good shape overall. Although it held great historical and emotional value, the plane was eventually taken to the El Alamein Museum in Egypt for display. Some experts criticize this decision, arguing that the site and the plane should have been left untouched as a tribute to Flight Sergeant Copping. Number 13. The excavation of mass graves at Katyn Forest. The Katyn Forest massacre is one of the darkest chapters of World War II, where around 22,000 Polish military officers and intellectuals were executed by the Soviet NKVD in 1940. For many years, the Soviet government hid the truth, shrouding the events in secrecy and controversy. The uncovering of mass graves in Katyn Forest and other sites started to reveal the truth. In 1943, Nazi forces first revealed these graves, exploiting the discovery for their own propaganda purposes. After the war, Soviet control stifled further investigation into the massacre, leaving many questions unanswered, until the collapse of the Soviet Union allowed access to archives and a re-examination of this tragic event. In the 1990s, Poland and Russia worked together to excavate the sites, leading to a better understanding of the scale of the massacre. Forensic analysis of the remains, along with the study of documents and personal items found in the graves, provided chilling insights into the systematic nature of the executions. These efforts also helped identify many victims, offering some closure to their families and the wider Polish community.